transition from hope to being. It's a journey of thinking, manifested by the action. To the essence, bring it back. Return to me, I return to. I am that. You. Welcome to the new edition of the Leaky Pen Podcast, where when my soul is urged, my pen leaks words of accountability, revelation, and wisdom. Now, what I just recited to you, to some, might sound like a bunch of gibberish. It was real short, maybe 6-7 lines long. But once I get into this breakdown, you're going to fully understand where it came from and why it's such a big part in realizing my identity and realizing my journey. So before I get into breaking that down, let's go back over that one time. The transition from hope to being, it's a journey of thinking, manifested by action. To the essence, bring it back. Return to me, I return to. I am that. You. So check this out. If you go to the book of Ephesians, chapter 4, verse 11, you're going to get this right here. And he gave some apostles and some prophets and some evangelists and some pastors and some teachers. What was that for? Those people were specifically called, those types of people, to reunite the church in faith. Not perfection, but faith. So let's get into the story, so we can link all of this together. What do all of this mean? All right. So at the end of what we probably will refer to as last school year, the 2024-25 school year, I was working at my local high school, where I was born and raised. Well, towards the end of that run, in maintaining accountability, I got in trouble with some people that I was working for. Although I worked at the school and was paid by the school, the people that I was working for, the organization that I was working for, actually was a separate entity. And I had got in trouble for not being punctual and keeping up with my records, my record keeping, which was very important. That determined how we receive funding and all of that kind of stuff, making sure the work was being done. That's what kind of opened the door for some of this to happen, that I'm getting ready to get into explaining to you. Well, that year, at the beginning of that year, our school system, the district, was replaced. The administration was replaced, and so it turned out that the people that I was working for, the organization that I was working for, was not high on the list of necessities for this new administration. And So from that point on, that whole school year became a proving ground for us to prove our need, so that hopefully the new administration would see fit to bring us back. So that's the setup on that end. Well, come to find out, it was expressed to me through the person that had been hired as principal of the school, the school that I was at, that he was really interested in me bringing my presence to work for him full time in a different role. And it was something that I was very interested in. Well, towards the end of that school year, and let me stop right here at the 6-minute mark, because I want to make sure that I want this to be listened to, because there's a much bigger point that I want to get across. So this one may extend kind of long, so feel free to stop it. Come back to it when you get some more time. So, a lot of times, especially in this day and age, people look down, they see 20, 30 minutes. Listening to it becomes a non-option. So, hey, feel free to stop, come back later on. So, so that's the setup. And of course, I was interested in this new position. For one, I could keep doing what I was doing and make more money. That's what the offer was. Well, as the end of the year wound down, that person came to me and let me know on the side that the people that I was working for was thinking about firing me, and he felt like it would be best, so that my resume wouldn't look bad, that I resigned from the position. Now that immediately threw up my red flags, because I'm thinking, well, if I'm gonna get fired, I don't need to quit, because I need to be able to draw unemployment. That's just on a human level, Don't nobody quit no job like that without a better plan. But I'm thinking, okay, this is the transition, and maybe this guy's trying to make it so that in transitioning me to this position, there has to be as least explaining as possible. And so, against what was my better judgment, my gut feeling, I resigned from the job. Well, come to find out, I resigned from the job, and then about a month later, my coworkers called me and they told me that the school district and the new administration decided not to bring them back. Now that really threw a monkey wrench in things, because at that point, the guy that promised me a new position then tells me that now that position is not available because the people over his head are trying to make him justify the move, and I guess he can't quite justify the move, and so now I'm left out there. And what did that do to me? Well, that did a lot of stuff. Number one, like I said, I couldn't draw unemployment. So now, with a wife and kids, responsibilities, now I'm stuck. We had just moved into a new place. But me, I'm thinking, okay, I'm spending almost 10 years at this place. I got a good track record. My work has been appreciated. No way will I not be able to move into another similar type job. Well, around about the same time, because of the change up top in our presidency, all school systems were at a disadvantage economically because a lot of funds were cut and a lot of districts around my area had hiring freezes on. Okay, so let's see if we can shorten this a little bit and just say that it made for a rough summer. It made for a very rough summer. It made for probably the roughest trip personally in my life outside of the physical struggle of overcoming a ruptured brain aneurysm that I probably have ever experienced. It caused a lot of things. It took me a lot of places. I remember one day in church speaking about that journey and telling the people at church that had it been 1995 and you know, in this post right here, you're going to get more of my human side. I tend to try to keep myself, even though I'm no different from nobody else, some of the human thoughts and urges, I try to keep away from this responsibility of sharing my journey. But here, I want to make sure that I voice what I went through on the human side, so that that struggle, the aspects of that struggle are not hidden. On the human side, I told him one day in church, I said, had this been 1995, I would have found me somewhere where I can get me a slab. And y'all know what I'm talking about when I say a slab. Chop that thing up and hit the block. That's how desperate I got. It got to a point to where I didn't really know how long I could fathom being here no more, because I wasn't able to uphold my responsibilities as a man, as a husband, as a father, as a grandfather. As a son, as an uncle, you know, all of that. And so it caused me to carry a bunch of anger. And you know, it ain't been many times in my life where I felt in fear of controlling my anger. It ain't never been many times in my life where I wanted to, as they say, crash out and do something to somebody. I'm telling you, I was ready to say, okay, you want to treat me like that and just throw me away like that? Well, then let's get it then. Let's throw it away and see what the business is. I fought all of that until just recently. And, you know, I was, this thing that I've been dealing with, I got to a point to where I finally was able to get back to work, and, you know, things started looking up. But what I started realizing was, although I was back at work and it wasn't the same type of work, I kind of went, I had to start over. I went back to a more, manual labor type job, back into the industrial field, which is nothing wrong with that. The only problem is at 54 years old and almost 10 years removed from that, my body was not responding well. And, it's been a fight. It's been a fight, you know, to hang in there. But The point was for me to just get some employment again, to where some finances was coming in and light at the end of the tunnel could be seen, you know. And so I got to a point to where I kind of got frustrated again, because as soon as that started happening, the company that I worked for put us on short time. So now, instead of them 40 hours that I was kind of planning my comeback around, that went down to 30. You add in taxes and insurance, and now I am working with the bare minimum again. Now, that's not to receive any sympathy, but that's just to show how when we go through these journeys, how things can come at us and make us see something that's different from what's real, what's the goal, you know. And you know, this AI thing that's growing, right? When I first started getting wind of it, I even wrote about not needing it because I feel like God has given me everything that I need already, right? And as a writer, that's all I kind of took this new AI thing to be, something that'll help you develop ideas, you know. And so as I'm thinking about it like that, I pushed it away. Well, lo and behold, I started to use it like a therapist. But what I wanted to make sure that I did was, instead of treating that thing as something bigger than God, I made sure in my talks that I included my relationship with God. And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know what this thing is. I don't know who's behind programming it and all of that, or where this information is going. But I can tell you what came back to me was this. The feelings that I was feeling because of that ordeal concerning that job were valid. And my hurt and my anger was coming from betrayal of trust. But what it also let me know was that the things that God put me here for, I don't need those people or the job at that school or any job at that school to perform my purpose. And what it showed was the importance of being able to talk and get another perspective, because I was quickly headed backwards, back down the road of hate, back down the road of anger, back down the road of fighting violence, fighting a thought of action that could derail my purpose. And so what I found out was that through this whole struggle, what it was designed for, what God sent it here for, was to return myself to me. And through that revelation comes the description or the what is the word I'm looking for? The meaning behind this poem, You, which is in my book, Purpose, Passion, and Love, The Heart of a Man. Ironically though, I probably wrote that poem a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago, sitting on the back porch. I was amazed when it came, when it was sent through me, through my spirit and out my ink pen, because I got it at the time, but there was no way that I knew how important it would be. The transition from hope to being is a journey of thinking, manifested by action to the essence, bring it back. Return to me, I return to. I am that you. It's so many layers in that little short piece right there. It's so many layers in there. I am being the answer that God gave to Moses to describe who sent him to free his people. There is other scripture that says that God is inside of us. So to return to our true selves is in essence to return to God. Return to me, I return to, I am that you. It's crazy how things work. And so now, realizing through this whole struggle, really who I am, it has allowed me to let go of that bitterness that came from that ordeal I went through and free myself to be able to finish the mission, because guess what? I'm born and raised in that town. Now, I moved a few miles out of town already, but I'm born and raised there. Nobody can change that. There is no job or being without any job that can change that. There is no rank of power. There is no level of degree. There is no suit or expensive enough, or no car expensive enough to change any of that. Those my people, and can't nothing keep me from my people. And even outside of all of those trinkets and awards and all of that kind of stuff and positions of power, I still got more influence. And that's where the power is coming from. I still got more influence. Can't do nothing to me. I'm here. I got people still asking for me. They trying to hide it, but it's there. And so now I'm operating from a higher source anyway. And so that's what the Leaky Pen podcast is a part of. That's what the book, Purpose, Passion, and Love is a part of. That's what the inspiration for wanting to help and guide my youth is a part of. My identity falls into the scripture of Ephesians 4:11. And he gave some apostles and some prophets and some evangelists and some pastors and some teachers. A lady told me years and years ago when I was in my early 20s that I was going to be a preacher. I fought it. I've been fighting it. And it wasn't until here recently that a great man of faith that I respect a whole lot told me that, you know, there are different ways of being a preacher. I already know I'm a teacher because those go hand in hand. It's like one and the same. Because I have done a good job at something as, I don't want to call it frivolous, but I do a good job at coaching as a football coach. And it takes a special method and understanding of the craft to be able to relay certain things to kids on a certain level and piece all of that together to make them good football players. When it comes to sharing spirituality, I feel like I'm good at expressing myself and my own journey in a way clear enough to where people can find the point of what I'm saying. And so the point of sharing all of this personal stuff with you through the book, through the podcast, through each episode, is to pick out different parts of walking the walk of faith and showing why through what has happened, through facts, through personal journey, showing why it is important to believe, not just to believe, but how to believe. And so now, as we get ready to close this edition of the Leaky Pen podcast, I introduced the vision of what was planted in me as a seed as a young boy. I didn't know that this is the way that this seed would sprout. I thought it was going to be through playing football. I thought I was going to break down a whole bunch of doors playing football and prove a bunch of unfaithfulness wrong through that route. Well, it turns out the crash from flunking out of school and losing my football scholarship really was the beginning of finding the purpose for my gift of writing, my gift of speaking, and it has led me to this vision of 313 services, which I am about to share with you now. And so the podcast, the book, all of this stuff has tied together, and it just took, just like creating a diamond, it took an extreme amount of pressure to get me to this point of realizing my what and my why. And I had made the grave mistake of part of this struggle. I had made the grave mistake of thinking that as I start to do this, money would come from walking this path. And let me tell all of you that that is a misconception. Now, we have been furnished with certain gifts that will allow us to generate money, but it don't come just from automatically walking your path, especially when it is one like mine that is of spiritual value. We still have to create income in some comfortable way, some way that won't detract from or take away from who we are. And what I learned was that even bigger than the display of power, now I could be wrong about all of this, and maybe it wasn't a setup. But from my vantage point, for whatever reason, maybe I did something, maybe I said something, that whole thing I went through was a setup. I think I was purposely removed from that. But what I learned was there was a bigger entity at work. It wasn't about a job. It was about derailing this purpose. And those people that took part in that were vessels from the bigger entity, a less divine entity, a more evil one. But it was even out of their hands in that the bigger picture was to keep me from doing this. Well, guess what? Homie didn't fold. I struggled a little bit. I crawled a little bit. I cried a little bit. I almost didn't make it. I almost took myself out. I wanted to go take somebody else out. But thank God, my mama raised me with some roots that made me fight those urges. And I'm here. And the beat goes on. And so this vision, I am looking to, one, turn my writing, the public speaking, telling my story of being inspired as a kid from a conversation that I heard two men having in the park talking about what people from my hometown could really expect out of life, and being appalled from what they were saying, to me and my mama watching the NAACP Image Awards when I was a kid, and without saying anything, deep down inside thinking that one day I'm gonna be on a stage like that, or one day I want to be on the stage like that, telling people how good God is and what we got to do to get to where we're going. I never knew back then that the journey involved these type of struggles. I never knew back then that everything that I've been through up until now, I asked for it. And so that's why it's so easy now in realizing that for me to now, I can release all of that ill will I've been having and finally get into my work. And so in order to build that company and get into some entrepreneurship to where people are not in control of my time so much and my energy, in order to build 313 services, which will include not only just the sale of my books, the sale of certain merchandise that's going to come from the books. I got sweatshirts, I got coffee mugs, I have wall pieces for your office with inspirational writings. I have personalized greeting cards. We have baseball caps in the works. And then the public speaking, the motivational speaking is really what's going to drive the company, because sharing the story and letting people know of all ages, especially our youth though, especially those that have been misguided and redirected into the legal system because of a lack of understanding, thinking that they had to do this over here in order to maintain or get a certain kind of life, and now you in the system and it's hard finding a way out. The public speaking and the motivational speaking really, in my opinion, right now will drive this company. But right now, the plan to manifest this vision, as I have reached as far as my means will allow me right now, is I am searching for 10 sponsors. Business owners would be great. Maybe you're looking for a write-off or two. On a personal level, you can also achieve a tax write-off, or maybe it's just something that moves your spirit, organizations that may have certain budgets. You may have this in your budget to where you can become a sponsor. I am looking for 10 $500 sponsors to help me now manifest this vision. And what you get when you become a sponsor is, one, you get signed copies of the book. Two, you get the ability to book me to speak to any group or organization that you so please. And three, once the website is built, you get your name, your business, or your organization's name posted on the website as a sponsor to help increase visibility. And the mission of purpose and there's a word bigger than mission that I need right here. The need of your belief in God. That is the central element. Now, we got a lot of stuff going around out here that's designed to distract us from that belief. We talked about this before in a different episode. Who wrote what? What's missing out of that? Who gave it to us? Okay? But I'll tell you this, and a lot of that is factual. A lot of that I agree with. But I will tell you this much. This design, we wouldn't be here if there was no God. Okay, now that part of it is not for me to convince anybody of. All right, that's just my stance on it. Okay, but this is my job. And in this process, not only do I have my own personal account to work from and motivate people from and inspire people from and help show them the way, but I also have the evidence of lives gone by, happenings gone by, happenings going on today, and the responsibility of realizing that in Ephesians 4, I found my identity. And I never thought I'd say that by using a tool of technology, it led me back to my roots. But because of my roots, I was able to not let that technology be the savior mentally, but just another guide when I didn't have another type of psychologist, so to speak, at hand to listen to my problem, what I was going through right at the moment. And to be honest with you, I almost hate doing it now, but I gotta tell you the truth. It is what it is. Okay? So, if you are interested in becoming a sponsor, I ask you to contact me at my email address first, because I want to send you some information showing you what this business plan is on paper and show you that it has been well thought out. Not only has it been well thought out, but it is a God-given vision that I must complete. And it's going to be completed one way or the other, sponsor or no sponsor. It's just up to me now to get into the walk and not expect something to magically happen first before I get into the walk. Nah, it's time to start walking. I think maybe it was one episode ago, pick up your bed and walk. All right. Well, that is very slowly coming to materialization, to where I'm not just realizing that on the surface level. I'm realizing that, hey man, that advice that was sent, it means you too. Now I understand why. I'm very conscious of this time. We are at the 41-minute mark. I hope that you took my advice and broke this thing up, as opposed to not listening at all. I need to get into some editing, and maybe we can chop these up a little bit more. But there are some podcasts that are very successful. They are more visual, but they are very successful, that run way over this 40-minute mark that I'm at right now. The point is to get the word out. All right. Somebody's listening. That's one thing that I've learned. People are listening. All right. Even though they don't always respond, people are listening. So I ask you to take my accounts of my life and where I've been and how things happened and how things were revealed to me through the struggle, to inspire yourself to hold on to your struggle. Stay faithful. It's there. Embrace all of those feelings that seem ungodly. Embrace them, because we are human. All right. We are human. That's the part of us that needs guidance still, that we still have to tinker with. And remember what I said, that verse in Ephesians, it said to, if you read on past that verse, God furnished the earth with those types of people to renew the church in faith, not in perfection. Okay, we get into too much, I don't do this and I don't do that. You know, y'all know what I mean. Faith is different. Faith is believing through all of that. Faith is believing through the pain. Faith is believing through when the present picture don't look like the picture you want in your head. If you go to one of my earlier works, if y'all remember, there was a poem that I wrote called The Reflection, and I wrote it during the pandemic, and it talked about when the inner vision of yourself don't match the picture that's on the outside. That's what faith is. It's the substance of things hoped for, where the evidence is yet to be seen, but you know it's there. But you know it's there. And guess what? The faith that I've always believed in for who I am and what I'm supposed to be doing, it's time to walk it out and inspire everybody. Take this vision and inspire it all over the world, as far as I can make this social media thing reach, but concentrating it in my hometown and not being a part of the school system might be the best thing anyway, because it kind of allows me to take the gloves off. Yeah, you know what I mean? It allows me to take the gloves off. And so I have realized my power. I have realized the power that have been given to me, and it stretches beyond any job qualification. It stretches beyond any seat of power. And I want certain people to hear that. You can't get enough degrees to squelch this. That's my hometown. And the Leaky Pen is back. Thank you for tuning in to this new edition of the Leaky Pen podcast, where my soul is urged, my pen leaks words of accountability, revelation, and wisdom. Don't quit. Don't you never quit. The answers will come. I promise. I'm a walking, living testament.